This video is for realtors. However, if you're a buyer, it's important to watch as well, and I strongly advise you share it with your realtor. Regardless of how long people have been in the business, some of the information I'm going to share is information that can help you get your VA offer accepted. So today we're going to talk about some of the myths or misinformation that's making it so VA offers don't get accepted. I actually collaborated with a realtor that I really like, respect, and admire who doesn't do VA. She's in a market where there's not a lot of VA, so she's not super familiar with it. However, she has crossed it over the years. She's a strong, smart, dynamic agent. And so I said to her, hey, why do you think people don't accept VA offers? And I wanted to know all the reasons she could think of. Here we go. So number one, she said, well, Jen, they can't pay over appraised value, and in this market, so many people have to pay over appraised value to win. Wrong. So with VA, just as with conventional, jumbo, FHA, USDA, you name it, right? The buyer has the option to pay over appraised value should they choose. Okay, that's important. If the buyer wants to pay over appraised value with VA, they can. The key is you can't force them. And really, when you dig into the contract with a lot of this stuff, you can't force anyone to pay over appraised value. Could a VA person say they're happy to pay XYZ over appraised value? Yeah, of course. No difference. Okay. The next thing I hear is, well, okay, that's fine and dandy, but they have no money. Like with conventional, they always have money. No, that's wrong too. So here's why. With conventional, lending's complicated, right? And realtors are doing the best they can to try to figure out what's best for their seller, but they don't know the intricacies. So what to the naked eye, like let's say a conventional offer with 50% down, everyone goes, oh my gosh, that's bulletproof. That's the best offer. So much down. If it doesn't appraise, then they'll just put 20% down. Let's take it. Wait a second. Are they putting down 50% because they have a ton of money? Or are they putting down 50% because that's the only way they qualify? Possible, totally possible. I mean, I've had so many loans over my career where I'm like, if you don't put down 30%, I can't do this because the debt to income's too high. So assuming that just because someone's putting down a lot of money, that they'll be able to pay a lot over appraised value and change their loan to less down because it's conventional is a bad assumption to make. A lot of times people are putting down a specific amount because that's the only way we can qualify them. Now, with VA, there's the assumption that people have no money and that's why they're doing VA. Wrong. Like seriously, we have a lot of buyers with hundreds of thousands of dollars in their bank accounts, money in retirement, and the reason they're utilizing their VA is because it's the best loan for them. 0% down, no mortgage insurance, and the rate is lower than conventional. And sometimes realtors are like, well, if they'll just do 5% conventional, that'd be so much better. And I'm like, it's horrible for them. You're having them put down money so that they can pay mortgage insurance and get a higher rate. What are you accomplishing? Right? So don't assume that VA buyers have no money. Often they have money, they're just electing to use their benefit. Okay, quick water break. So then the next thing is, well, even if they have the money, it doesn't matter because the appraisers are so difficult. No. Once again, no. So I would actually argue that the VA appraisal system is way better than conventional or FHA. Here's why. Two big things. Number one, VA appraisers are accountable to VA for a timeline. We don't see VA appraisals where they go, oh, I'll give it to you next week. Oh, wait, it's gonna be 2 weeks. Oh, wait, it's gonna be 3 weeks. Whereas in certain parts of the country with conventional appraisers, we've seen that. There's no accountability. There's nothing to hold their feet to the fire. Whereas VA is expecting, and being a VA appraiser means that you are willing to provide a level of service to our veterans and active duty members, okay? So they have to be accountable to a timeline. The next thing is that with a VA appraisal, if the appraiser actually thinks it's gonna come in low, they give you a heads up and you have a chance to fight it. Seriously, no other loan does that. So with VA, if the appraisal is going to come in low, they issue what's known as a tidewater. We reach out to the realtors and we say, hey, can you provide more comps or data to support the value to get back to the appraiser? We give it back to the appraiser and then they turn in the completed report. There is no other loan where they go, hey, you're a little off, can you help me? No one else does it. And the reason is VA wants veterans to be able to use their benefits. So they don't want an appraiser to turn out an appraisal that's missing, the comp next door or something else. So they ask that appraiser to reach out to the realtors to make sure they're not missing anything. That is a huge benefit. Okay, the house has to be in perfect condition for a VA. Wrong, the house has to be in average or better condition for a VA, just like conventional. The same. Oh, but that's all great, right? But the seller has to pay so much with VA. Wrong again. So the worst thing a seller has to pay for with VA is the pest report. And really, they don't even have to be the ones that pay it. There's just certain states where the veteran can't pay for the pest report. That's it. The realtor could pay for it. It just can't be the veteran. So selling your house to a VA borrower does not mean you're going to pay more closing costs, more in transfers taxes, more of anything. So that's one of the big things I hear a lot of, and it's because in the 80s and 90s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, VA loans were a totally different animal. In the last 5 years, it is night and day. So no, the seller doesn't have to pay extra fees to accept a VA loan. Oh, but what if there's termite problems? Okay, so here's the deal. It's up to the buyer and the seller on who pays for those. If the buyer, let's say it's $500 and the seller's like, I'm not paying it, the buyer can pay for it. We just want it clear. That's it. So lots of things to consider there, but the key thing is VA is not harder than conventional. A VA is not lesser than conventional. VA actually has a lot of benefits that conventional does not have. So if you have any questions or comments or any other things where you're like, well, wait, what about this with VA? Or what about that with VA? Please reach out to me because I'm always happy to go through all of this with you. But the key thing to know about this is that VA is a huge benefit to the buyer. It's a great option for the seller, and people are doing VA loans because it's a good loan, not because they have to. Thanks for watching.